Well, good morning again, folks. How you doing? Monday morning here. Um, I'm just out here walking around in the yard, and I'm noticing quite a bit of my local herbs or native herbs that are growing here. And I mentioned previously that I would put something up about that, and I'm just gonna go ahead and touch on that lightly this morning. Show you what some different things that grow in your yard naturally that everybody considers weeds. I always have, but they're honestly, an herb, and they have different medicinal properties and uses. Um, and maybe this will be information good for you. Nothing. Maybe I'll learn you something. If not, that's fine too. But I'm just going to show you some of these things that are growing around here naturally, and you can see if you got them in your yard. All right. So first off, right here, growing right here beside my sidewalk, this is wide leaf plantain. Wide leaf plantain. These grow pretty much everywhere whenever you're starting a new yard or you got disturbed areas. These wide leaf plantains. There's also narrow leaf, which I got one over here. I'll show you in a minute. Are really good for bee stings. See, he's over here helping me mow the yard this morning. Hey, Tiny, say hi. Got the grass hanging out of your mouth. Good job. All right. Both he and I got stung yesterday, and with this plantain, you just reach down, grab a piece, chew it up, make a poultice out of it, rub it on that spot, and it goes away. You can see here on my arm, I'll show you, a little red spot. That was a bee sting yesterday. That was a yellow jacket. Within a minute or so, no pain, everything went away. It was all good. Same thing with him. He got stung, swelling went down. He didn't seem to bother it anymore. So, worked good for us. Another thing, these little plants here, these are another one that always a weed. I'll show you some big ones here in a minute. These are lamb's quarter. They're really high in vitamins. You can take the leaves, put them, a lot of people replace them for like spinach. You can cook them up, eat them however you want. You need them raw, cook them, but they're really good. You can use them in a salad. A lot of different uses. Again, here's another broadleaf plantain. And what you do, you just pick those leaves, you dry them, and you can use them, make them in a tea, or you can make a poultice out of them. There's a lot of different uses. You can look that up. So we'll walk a little bit around here. And I never really thought about getting into the herbal stuff. I've always heard about it and everything, but never interested me before. But now since I've been seeing this stuff and it's growing naturally, hey, why not give it a shot? It's free. All right. This is another plantain. This is a narrow leaf plantain. Again, they will grow naturally in your yard. Checking it out, bud? You're standing on it. Thank you. Basically, they have the same properties as the wide leaf. See, there's wide leaf. I have a lot of the wide leaf, just a few plants of the narrow leaf that I've seen here. But they both have the same medicinal properties. You dry the leaves. You can use them in a tea, make up a tincture. You can put it in salves. It's really good, supposed to have antibiotic features. You can make salves out of it. That's my plan. I'm gonna make some salve. Now we gotta go across the road over here on the neighbors. I'm gonna show you what a mullein plant looks like. There's a big wide leaf plantain here. This is a mullein plant. Mullein is supposed to be really good for asthmatics. If you have breathing issues, scratchy throat, whatever. See, there's some others there. I don't have any on my property, but I know you've seen these around. They, let me see if I can zoom in here. I ain't climbing up that hill, bad knee and all, but the leaves are like that. They have little hairs on them. They're little fuzzy things, and then they'll get real tall. See, there's one it's bloomed. They say the best time to get them is when they're young, before they bloom. Like there's one right there. There's a young one that hasn't. They have a 2-year life. The first year they just put out the leaves. The second year they'll put the stalk up and bloom. They have multitudes of uses for mulling. It's like I said, it's good for opening your bronchial passages, and it's supposed to be real good for asthmatics. We're gonna find out. Now, here's another interesting one. This is wood sorrel. This wood sorrel grows along the edges of roads. I got a bunch along the edge of my house. This is really high in vitamin C. People back in the old days, they would eat this when they weren't anywhere around where they could get citrus fruit to curb scurvy. And the leaves look like little hearts. These leaves on these aren't quite as pronounced, but they almost look like a heart or a clover leaf. And you just pick them up, chew them. The little yellow buds, they taste. It has like a sour taste. You can even take them and steep them in some hot water, and it's almost like a lemonade. Now the other one, this I actually grew. This is comfrey. You can see some of the little purple blooms that have dropped off here. Comfrey is another herb that is super good. It's got antioxidants. It reduces swelling. It's good for, bug bites. They say really good for putting on poison ivy. If you make a salve out of it, that's my plan. I'm gonna put some comfrey and some plantain together in a salve, and going to use that and mix it with some beeswax and try some salve and see how that goes. I don't know if it works out real good. Maybe I'll make some up. If somebody's interested, we'll give you some to try. The last thing that I got today is sassafras, and this stuff just grows crazy up here all over the place. Now it's actually a tree, and you can use the leaves. You can make a tea out of it, out of the leaves, but the really main thing with sassafras is the root. You take the bark off of the root and you dry that, and then you put it in steep it and make a tea. And that was the original where they got root beer from. Is the leaves off the sassafras tree, or the root, the bark off of the root of the sassafras tree. And here's sassafras. See, they got these lobed leaves. Now, not all the leaves look the same. Look, see here? This is the exact same plant. It'll have just that single lobe, or it'll have 3 lobes. But this is sassafras. It has uses too. There's medicinal properties to it, and you can do stuff with it. But what you do is you pull it up, you get the root out, off of the root, and then dry that, and you can store it and save it. Make teas out of it, use it for flavoring. Like I said, that you can make a sassafras tea, some, like root beer, if you like that flavor. But you can use it for flavoring and other things too, not just by itself. So that's just a few things that I got growing up here in my yard. Maybe you have it too. If you do, look into what the uses are. Now, granted, this isn't doctor's medicine. Man, my beard's rough today. I ain't combed it yet, but herbal additions are not necessarily looked upon on the East doctors, but they work. The Indians survived for however many years doing stuff like this. The settlers used it. The Amish still use all this stuff for different things, and maybe it'll help you out if you got some problems, got some issues, got some swelling, arthritis. A lot of this stuff is supposed to be good for it, and that's skin conditions, eczema, things like that. That's what got me into looking into it. My little buddy here, he's got some really bad skin issues. He's allergic to everything. he's just a walking allergy. But I got looking into doing some stuff for him originally, but then I got reading into some of this other stuff. And I'm sure there's more around here too that I just haven't really checked into. So anyway, I hope you found it interesting. Maybe it'll help you. I hope it does. If you have any questions, just let me know. Now, what I do is I post this on YouTube, and then I'll put the link in on my Facebook page, because I keep my Facebook page private, but you can share that link. You know, if you know anybody might be interested or find this helpful, share the link to them. I ain't really looking to make any money off of this, but just share the information, and maybe it'll be helpful to somebody in the future. Okay? Y'all have a good day.